Alright, hello everyone and welcome. Welcome to my channel, welcome to my orchid garden. And this is another edition of An Orchid a Day. And I have actually been really busy. I've been moving things around, some things moving them in higher light. As far as this used to be hanging down here, now it's up there. I moved more Brassavola types and encyclias from the cage out here. Like for instance, that encyclia up there, there is my Martin Wolf times stars. Then I also moved, I moved that yesterday, which is my BC erosion, which you can see has lots and lots of growths coming all over the plant, all over on all sides. So I believe that things, and I also moved this. Let me point this out. This is one of my favorite. This is Bepi Phoenix Kona, and it didn't bloom for me last year, but it did put up a really nice growth. This growth, which it actually has a sheath right there, really nice big pseudobulb, and it's putting up this really big pseudobulb that goes up there. So we will see. Big plant, it's got some roots. It's been attached to that mount for a couple of years. So, it's really doing well. I really expect to see blooms because the size of it is staying, above or about the same size as what it was when it was blooming size. I mounted this. This is what I got from the other day from Florida Suncoast. And I just mounted it bare root on that piece of cork. And you know what? I had a subscriber ask a question about mounting on wood. And let me just give a little bit of clarification on the question. And if you're talking about a mounted orchid that you mount on a mount and the mount disintegrates, or because you were talking about a particular type of wood, cedar, and when it decomposes, you were saying that it can transfer nutrients or transfer nutrients, meaning, I think you were meaning that it sucks the nutrients away. And so I don't know what that, as far as I'm concerned, I would never ever leave this in another. Plus they grow, I'm saying, let me clarify, I don't have to. That's a personal choice, but I think of my collection as being in nature. That's why I call it a jungle. It's not just a nickname. In theory, I am creating my own jungle, but it's mimicking an actual jungle, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to acclimate them to my environment. I create little microclimates. It is acclimating, but in a way, it's mimicking their nature, their natural environment. I think that's what we do. I don't think we're forcing them to. I guess we are, as far as time, but really, I just don't think there's much difference. It's all culture and providing it what it needs. And you can't change that. You have to meet that, regardless of where you're at. So, I don't know. But I have been busy, as I said. I've got, my encyclias repotted. I repotted my Dornices. And also to remind folks, if you are interested there's a few spots left, maybe one or two, but there's a few spots left for the project plant. And I will put another link up there. It is a Brassavola cross, Cattleya cross. It is a Brassavola BL Richard Mueller times Cattleya Small World. And I have a small world which is right there, and that is blooming size, and that's how big it gets. Small World is something crossed with a Clandy eye. I'm not sure what. I forget. I don't want to. But I've always loved that cross. But anyway, my epidendrums here, as you know, I love these. This is a plant that I really saw it on Spencer's channel, and she had a huge one. That the blooms are just so ethereal and like little bugs. And this is diffusum epidendrums diffusum. It is a species, as I was saying, and this I just potted them up a size, whereas the Dendrobium adornici, I really kept them mostly the same size. Dendrobiums like to be potted in the tightest pot possible, which is why it's easy for them to top, well, because they're tall, but because they like it tight, it makes them really susceptible to tipping over. I don't know if that makes any sense, but my adornices are really doing well. There's new growths. I believe there is new growths on both. If you can't see them, it's there. And my epidendrums are doing really well. These bloom small. These probably get no taller than a foot. And this is putting up a new growth. I've had these a year. And another thing I was going to say was, this is the first time that I've repotted these. I got these a year ago. So this would be typical around this size, or, well, I really don't have one to show you, but this was a 2-inch pot before I repotted it. So that's to give you a general idea of what the size of your free orchid for the project will be. I guess same as this, but anyway, another thing that I was doing was I was actually looking at this plant to see if it was doing anything. It actually was. I had it down inside the cage over there, but I wanted to move things up into a little bit higher light, although this likes dappled light. This is my Hibiki that, I don't know where the tag is, but I got it as a division. I'm not sure if it was from Equigenera. It might have been. I don't think so. But it was a few pieces, and I just potted them all up because they really were kind of attached to each other. And I know I have to have a tag in here somewhere because it has not. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Well, darn it. Well, anyway, this is Den Hibiki, and it is a primary cross. I think it's Bilevifolium abracteosum. But the thing about this is it really stays small, and the blooms are very vividly purple. I have had lots of these, but I've never really been successful. This one, I am going to do my darndest. Like, I'm trying to establish my collection. You all don't believe me, so that I don't, once I have that, well, it's already, once it blooms for me, every year, or if it's every 2 years, then I know I don't have to buy another one. Same as all of these. Same as Graph's Quaina, Maikai times Apache Sunrise, which I believe might actually be something Richard Mueller, I don't know. But it's like I probably won't ever give up until some of these plants get to be specimen size and will continuously bloom for me, where I'm satisfied and won't have the urge to need to buy another one of those. And that's, you can't have everything, and my list is pretty full, and I have everything that I want for the most part. I mean, I would love to have a new one of these that grow, and you see them all the time. This is aggregatum, and you know what? Until today, that is God, you all, because until today, I was thinking that this really was dead, because, I'm really trying to be good with letting things go, and anybody can look at that, and I know you've seen that. Sharon, I'm sure she's cracking up, because she's probably got, well, anyway, I don't have to go into that, but as I am talking about this, I instantly look up and see there's a growth there. And I know that I picked that up yesterday or this weekend on a live thinking the same thing, or I walked past it. Well, I see it every day, but I never saw that. But the point is, I hope to someday have a specimen size aggregatum no matter how difficult it is, that I know that I don't have to have these paranoid thoughts that I have a lemon, that I have to get another one, that is it growing well? What am I doing? You know, we all have those thoughts. Until we see, you know, this is another plant. Well, that's the same as that. But you can see how this one was probably bought before that one. And this one has been struggled with for many years, and it should be a really good bloomer. But you see it struggles, the roots come out, but then somehow the plants just don't do so well. Whereas that one, which replaced this one, and these are not cheap, but you see what I'm saying? There is greater chance of this one than this one, because you can just look at it. This is a pygmy. There's that. Another example, and I know I'm going off topic because I'm going back to Hibiki, but this is important. And this is what we all do. I can admit it. Some people can't. So, you all know that this is my BC North Miami right here. That me and Todd, both, Todd's Tropicals, we both said that we gave this plant one more year because it put up sheaths that I had a few of them, and then I never would get blooms, or it would grow fabulously and then it wouldn't do anything, or it would last. Literally, this is an old plant. This was bought way many years ago, but you can see how that is. So, and this is one that you struggle with for years, and we all have. It doesn't have to be BC North Miami. It can be anything. A Clandia. It can be anything. Dimorphorchis. It could be Cherry Baby. So, but when I see this one come on the market, I completely jump. Because if I'm struggling with that for 20 years, why would I not? Why would I not? Why would I keep that? But back to the Hibiki. Another thing that I was going to say is this is my mentor Dendrobium. It's a deciduous. You can see how small it is. It should be bigger. So that's why it's getting a soak. It should be much bigger. And over here, I was checking out one of my favorite, other than Labiata, or not, I'm sorry, Ludiola. My other favorite species, which probably I like more than Ludiola. This is my Forbesii. And yeah. And there are two varieties of Forbesii, and I'm not sure which one this is. This is probably just a standard. But I really have just had it mounted, sitting back on that wall back there, just letting it sit. Because when I put it back there, it wasn't really doing anything. But now you can see there's a new growth coming in there, which is really good. These are, they put up their growths, and then they put up sheaths, and then in the next season, that's when the flowers come out. And like I said, there are two forms. And this has been wetting still right now. Amazing. And this flower is over. It's over. And it is filling. I don't smell anything but that from this point over. Amazing. Find it, get it. And I've seen it. But back to Hibiki, and then I'll finish this up. Thank you all. Yeah. Back to Hibiki. So like I was saying, I struggled with them more or less. I've had them on mounts. I've had, I got them in bloom, in pots. They would bloom, but then they would just suffer. So I've potted this up and have left it. And today as I said, I was moving things around. And as I turned this around, as I pulled it off the shelf, I saw that. Which definitely appears to be the start of an inflorescence, because you can see how it's separated kind of in the fashion of like a gladiolus. You can see the buds way down in there. I know you all see that. We have watchful eyes here. But anyway, that's a surprise. That is a surprise. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your orchids. Bye.